Hello, hello. New unit. What you see here is the book, The Great Gatsby, which I'm excited for you to read. I know some of you are not readers, but you have tons of support in here to do this. So I think you're going to be successful. You always choose that. That's your choice. And I'm choosing success for you. And then you have the film. We're going to kind of be watching snippets of the film as we get into some of the chapters so you can kind of visualize it. And at the end, as you'll see on the calendar, we also will be watching it, okay? So that should help. So this is just an overview, naming some of the actors and actresses too, which I thought might be helpful if you know who some of these people are. So Nick Carraway is our narrator. He arrives in 1922 in New York in search of the American dream. So it's what's called the Roaring Twenties, if you know anything about that from history. Nick, who would like to be a writer, moves in next door to a man named Jay Gatsby. He's also one of our main characters. He's played by Leonardo DiCaprio. They live across the bay from Nick's cousin Daisy and her philandering husband. Philandering means he cheats or has cheated on her. Tom is the name of her husband. Okay, so Nick is kind of drawn into this world of wealth, which he has not really been a part of. He's a little more middle class. And he also sees, to bear witness means you observe it and you are a party to it. He sees their illusions, so the things that they kind of want to see and the way they want the world to be, and also lots of deception. And he writes this book, pens a tale, of impossible love, and that says dreams and tragedy. So that's what this is about. So it's got, I think, something for everybody. So hang in there, use the resources once you start reading. What we need to do first, though, obviously, let's see, before we get into our chapters, let's check out the calendar and get the background information first. And then I'll make videos of chapter information to help you as well, okay? So you have a packet. I know it looks hefty. It's fine. You guys can do this. I just want to talk right now about the 3 intro activities so you have some background to this. So the first intro activity, there is a link in Schoology. So I will show you the folder. Here is the first link, okay? Activity 1, that's a link that takes you to this PowerPoint, okay? When you see this PowerPoint, you can see you don't submit your answers here, you submit them on here. If you'd click on this, it looks the same, but I put a reminder there. Remember to put your responses in your packet, okay? So you won't be using that. But as you see, you click through on different things with different links, and you are learning about the Roaring Twenties. That's the time period of the book, and it's really important to understand what was going on in the 20s in America. After the Depression, there was like this craziness of spending and wealth, not for everybody, but for kind of this upper class group of people. And they're very selfish and they're very narcissistic, and it's kind of a lot of indulgence, okay? So you need to understand that, but you also need to understand some other things that are going on around it and how those people got wealth, the difference between the kinds of wealth there was, and so on. So that's the first activity. So you have a short space here to answer the questions as you get to them. Then activity number 2 on the calendar, that's this first one. I'd like you to work on that today. Activity number 2 in your packet is this. Again, watch one of these videos. Don't watch both of them. Just watch one of them. They are now on the author. So F. Scott Fitzgerald, he is a local man. He spent a lot of time, grew up in Minnesota. So there's walking tours of where he lived and things like that in St. Paul. There's a statue of him. Like there's lots of different things you could learn about him and his connection to Minnesota. This is about his life and what happened to him. So super short questions. Either one of these videos can help you answer these questions. So you probably have more space than you need, but check that out so you understand Fitzgerald and what he was about. So his bio or the American Dreamer, either one of them. Also, I give you a tip here. There is a spoiler for the end. If you don't want to know it, skip that section in the first video or skip that spoiler section in the second video. Or just mute it or turn aside or whatever so you don't spoil it, the ending of the book. Or if you already know the ending, feel free to watch the whole thing. Okay, so that's activity number 2. questions about that. Then activity number 3 gets you into the book and the plot. So characters and setting of this book. So again, there is a link in Schoology. Here's activity 2. Those 2 different links are on this document for either one of the videos. Okay. And activity 3, characters and setting, has a similar look to it. It's kind of this learning station model where you are learning about the novel. This is the novel intro, as the header across the top says. Okay, so once again, you have meet the narrator. What's up with the eggs? That's West Egg and East Egg. Those are locations. Daisy and Tom Buchanan, his cousin, Nick's cousin Daisy, and her husband Tom, the cheater. And then Jay Gatsby himself. And again, you don't put your answers on this document. You put them in your packet. So that is on page, there's not that many intro pages, but characters and setting response. You just jot your answers on here so you kind of keep straight who all those people are. Okay? These activities are all must-dos. You need to know this background or you will be lost. So don't set yourself up to struggle right away. Okay, so do those things before you get into the reading of the book. I will make another video. As you see on the calendar here, whoops, sorry. These you have a couple days to do. There's Win Wednesday, you can always work on it there. So you have these days, and by the 28th, I'd like you to have your first mastery check, which will include these activities and chapter 1. So I'm going to make a quick video for chapter 1 so you know a little bit about what's it about. I'm so excited for you for this final unit. It's our last unit we get to spend together. Let's make it a good one.